coming up. Land All Night, happening October through 27th at the Great Wolf Lodge in Grapevine, Texas. I mean, we are getting a little bit of talent coming out for that thing. And I know that it's going to be a lot of people descending on the DFW area specifically for this tournament. Even if it's not necessarily an FGC centric event, that doesn't necessarily mean that the pool isn't going to run just a little bit deeper. So what do you really look for when a major tournament happens like that? And really when a bigger tournament happens in your area, surely you feel that there's just a little bit more at stake.
I definitely like to beat players that aren't from Texas whenever I can. But I think with tournaments, it's like accessibility and like kind of like mental capability. Like
Mm.
it's kind of hard to go to all tournaments mentally and live a life and stuff like that. But I definitely will say when I can, I like to. So like when DreamCon came to Dallas and there were like so many people from out of town,
Yeah.
um, we were like, yo, but it's a convention tournament. The competition is not good, but then the people who are there for maybe the pod or the opportunity, or they're just in there in town for the weekend, they will enter the tournament. So you may end up getting some good competition at tournaments like Land All Night or DreamCon or tournaments that aren't FGC centered events.
Yep.
And so if I am okay with going, I can afford it, I can travel to it comfortably, I may have friends that want to go. All that stuff just like makes it more better or more appealing for me to go to it. Um,
Mm.
so there is some stuff at stake. Like Land All Night, I think I've only played like recently. I've only played people from Texas there, so it was like I'm just not trying to lose just because I'm not trying to lose to you. Period. But for instance, at DreamCon, it was I think there were maybe like 16 people who were like in the FGC who were really really good.
Yeah.
And then at that tournament, I kind of messed it up for a lot of people because I was playing Paul. I do play Paul, mind you, but I was playing Paul in pools to warm up for whatever reason, and I lost in pools. So
Mm.
I didn't make it out of the first round of pools on winner's side. So I had to play so many more matches, and I hate that because I'd be getting tired. But long
Mm.
story short, because I lost so early in the bracket, anyone that lost from that point in the bracket would have to play me to play top eight. And
Mm.
they're like, Trojan, you messed that up for all of us because now we have to play. And I was like, well, I told you not to lose so we wouldn't have to
Yeah.
deal with this. And you lost all, like, why would you lose if you already saw I lost? So what happened there?
It's just the reaper
So,
of souls to some poor guy who got
yeah,
caught and who just got matchup checked.
exactly. So it could happen to you. So I had two,
Anyone, even you.
literally, it could happen to you. So it
Mm.
was, I had very up silence came down from where he came from, and then Mac came down from wherever he came from, and
Mm.
I was like, I told them all because we were all in this conversation. I was like, do not lose because I've already lost once. So lo and behold, I ran into all of them in bracket, and I was like, "Fuck, do I look like losing?" And so I think I played Mac first, and Mac plays Fang and Drag. But mind you, Azim plays Fang and Drag. So I was like,
Yeah.
I
Bang.
got beef with you anyway, bro. Like, fuck Ohio, pull up, let's play. Um, 2-0. And then, or if I
You
told,
warned him.
I think I'm pretty sure it was 2-0 because I was not trying to lose. I think he played Fang switch. I think either drag, long or short, he lost one switch of the character, beat the other one. That was it.
Uh-huh.
And then I played Fear next. But Fear, I think because last time me and Fear played, uh we played at DreamHack in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I and so I won. That was the first time we played, and I beat him. I think there. The first time we ever played, and then this is the second time we played. In between there, I kind of taught him the Louis matchup a little bit. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm doing, the vibes, whatever. So I kind of gave him the rundown. But then we played here. So I was thinking, like, dang, I taught him the Louis matchup. I taught him the Louis matchup. I taught him how I play. And so we were playing. I think I won the first one. The second one I was up, and then he ended up losing or winning that one. So we were 1-1, and I was like,
Uh,
fuck, I look like losing. And so
yeah.
it was
We're done.
even though the odds were like there were some very close matches. You know, we were like someone was in a lead, someone was in a lead, and like, oh, this match is close. They lost that match, and so it was like literally double Luigi last round. I'm pretty sure I threw a Matterhorn. I'm so sure something happened. I threw a Matterhorn, and then from there, I think I won it from there. I might be wrong. I I'm trying to get better at like recording the matches on console so you can like put them in a flash drive or whatever. But
Sure,
yeah,
yeah.
I knocked both of them out of the tournament, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry because I think top eight got paid, and top eight got paid nicely, and so I was like, I told y'all not to lose, and they lost, and then we had to play, so that was really fun. But yeah, I do like to gatekeep when I can.
So it goes, like that's just but then again, that's kind of your job in a way. It's just like, hey, if you
Exactly.
want to be in that upper echelon, you're gonna have to go through me eventually. So, let's start the process now, huh?
I'm big into that. Like, if ever we get a new person at baddies, I'm like, "Hi, I'm Trojan," or I'm like, "We haven't played yet. Let's play." So I'm like, I'd like to welcome people that
Hell
way.
yeah.
And I'm like, one guy actually, I played that way, and he was like, "We played a tournament." And I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you. Ooh, I'm Trojan." Literally met him that day. I beat him 2-0, and like, I literally while we're playing, Dana's bringing me food. I'm like turning around worrying about tournament stuff, which is why I don't normally like to play tournaments. Like, I'm like get distracted, but
Mm.
I'm dead ass doing 2, 3 things at once, and if you have to bleep out every time I say a swear word, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's gonna sound like Morse code at some point.
Yeah, but yeah, like I literally beat him first day we met, and then afterwards I talked to him like, "Oh hi, I'm Trojan. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming by. Like we play like good stuff. Like who do you play? Like I'm meeting all his friends, and then it's like it's kind of like it's like a welcome basket, I guess. Like meet Trojan, here's your first loss.
Oh
Except
yeah.
Azim, that's so funny. I think Azim, I'm sure I've lost to other people for the first time we ever played, but I think Azim beating me like his first time in the scene was like it was almost karma because when I came to Dallas, or I was in Dallas, when I came to the Dallas scene,
Sure, yeah.
I beat the people who were welcoming me into the scene. Like I think I lost my first tournament in Dallas, like I like seventh or something like that. But then I started getting invited to like the local, just the homies' cribs, and I was like, I'd be beating everyone. And doing it, I was very mindful. I definitely don't think I was still very confident about my skills, even before I was winning things. But I was definitely like, yeah, like I don't care that you've been playing Tekken your whole life. I don't care you've been winning Tekken your whole life. Like, I'm not planning to lose to you here. And so I definitely took a lot of names on like my first tour of Texas. So that was cool.
Uh huh. And it's just continued ever since.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Would you so to Trojan is queer rights, but player Trojan is queer wrongs? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. But yeah, I'd be doing people dirty in bracket. I'd be twerking when I win. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be talking shit. Like, but I do it in the nicest way
Oh, of
possible.
course, obviously.
I'm so friendly about it. I'd say
And just so humble. My goodness. But
doesn't get more humble than me. I'd say
maybe the most humble. I mean,
the humblest.
the
Trojan's the
humblest.
humblest.
Oh
Exactly.
my gosh, bro.
The
That's
fattest and the
amazing.
humblest.
That's
Who
actually
knew? Who knew?
that's certainly not me or
Would have
anyone
never
else
guessed.
watching. But
Yeah.
we're but then again, talking about Lan all night, there's no real need to be humble because you have to know that DFW is pretty much your domain at this juncture. What is the plan for Lan all night?
So for Land All Night, I was reached out by the homie like, "Yo, you coming?" And I was like, "Yo, I might not." But yeah, it's definitely it's a cool tournament. I've been there multiple times, and it just depends because like I feel like as a year continues to creep on time, the passage of time. Like I'm like, dang, the year's almost over. And I'm like, I'm trying to go to all these tournaments. I'm like, well, what am I even doing that weekend? So it's like I'm trying to pump my brakes and just kind of count my sheep. But I definitely know it's an opportunity for me, and I can definitely get in the bracket to play, and I'll do very well if I play. But I definitely will say, whenever it's not me at the top, or if ever it's not me representing DFW, we have people like Azim and people like Wasulu, Akatsuki, and other people who are like definitely putting their name out there to like really strong players in DFW. So if I'm not there, I feel good at that. I don't think it'll be easy just for everyone to pull up and win because we have a lot of heavy hitters down here.
Sounds like
But
you're
it's
almost
on my
putting out like
mindset.
it sounds like you're almost putting out a clarion for the DFW players. Is like, hey man, look, there's no guarantee you're going to get Trojan to bail your asses out. Like, you need to step up.
I definitely say I do encourage the GFW players to also improve and stuff like that and get better and beat me even because it's like it's very important for us to grow together.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely like whenever I'm not playing in a tournament, I was like, why are you losing to this person? Like, you should also be beating these people. So
Mm.
I definitely encourage and expect them to do well whenever they get the opportunity because I believe in them very much so. Um, because they're skillful and because we're Texas. You can't lose, bro. We're in Texas. Come on, get it together.
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm saying here like, yo, if I'm not there, I expect Texas to still win just because we're Texas. We're homies. We train together, we play together, we go to locals together. So
Mm-hmm.
we're all good. We're all capable.
There's an African proverb that I like. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Seems like a good
Ooh,
way to. Yeah,
cute. I like it. I like it.
I like it too. That's why I said it. Trojan, where can they find you on socials, my guy?
Yo, so I'm a bit of everywhere. You can find me on Twitter at TrojanKP3. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Hot Trojan. And yeah, if you find one of those places, you will find all the other places. I try to be pretty widespread with like where you can find me.
All right. Yeah, and we are going to put just Hot Trojan on the screen. Definitely check out the dude's streams. I am going to follow you as well. But yeah, dude, thank you so much for joining us on Chatterboxing. We really appreciate having you.
Of course, thanks for having me. It was a fun time. Thanks for the
Yeah.
opportunity.
No, of course. And also, folks, we definitely want to encourage you to subscribe to this very channel, Combat Championship Series, and of course, follow us on Twitter as well at Combat FGC. So for Combat Championship Series, I'm Stu the announcer. Whatever your fight, touch gloves, come out swinging. Thank you so much, man. Jeez,
Welcome. You're
I did
welcome.
not realize that we went for a fucking hour, dude. Holy shit.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, really? No, that was just fun. Like, I don't know how much of this is gonna be like used, but probably some of it is gonna be used for like clips, as we chop them up, like shorts or whatever. But yeah, we wound up doing this with Dr. Afkin as well. So it's like I looked down at this.